restaurant, a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
These activists hope that Mayor Daley can help them determine the fate of their Cesar Chavez community garden, which may turn into a parking lot. The garden lies between the expressway and a residential Pilsen area, creating a vital green barrier to the noise, heat, and pollution that the expressway causes. It was formerly a junkyard that looked more like this empty lot across the street.
The garden was a big lot of gravel, dirt. There was no grass, no trees, nothing. And my mother started the garden along with other community members. We did get permission. We were given a letter by the mayor.
We had an agreement that this space would be left as green space as long as the community showed interest and would still be part of it and keeping it clean.
Y unidos empezamos a invitar a la gente de la comunidad y a limpiar y ya empezamos a ver los arbolitos crecer, a poner flores. Yo siempre limpiaba y cortábamos el pasto, los árboles, con nuestros propios recursos.
My parents bought, machinery to cut the grass out of our own pockets. Community neighbors from the same block and the same Pilsen area would pitch in for gas, because lawnmowers need gas.
I was younger back then, and I was back in college when the residents started taking care of the garden, mowing the lawn, planting flowers, planting trees. All the trees that are actively at Cesar Chavez Community Garden have been planted by the community residents.
But in 2007, after 12 years of maintaining the space, residents were confused when some uninvited landscapers arrived at the garden.
We were cutting the grass on a Thursday, and there were big trucks of landscapers coming in.
And we were like, what's going on, we were happy that someone wanted to help out, but we knew something might be going on wrong.
They said they were sent by the owner. We had no idea who this owner was, and so they directed us over to an office on Halsted Street. We walked over there, and that's how we found out that John Podmajersky had bought this land.
Me fui a la oficina del señor Solís, nunca me atendió porque estaba muy ocupado. Hablé con Roberto Montaño, el cual pues al principio me atendió muy bien, me dijo que iba a investigar. Para el viernes, el señor Podmajersky y el señor Montaño, Roberto Montaño, estuvo en el jardín por la tarde. Pero con una cosa como burlona me dijo, soy el dueño y no tienes nada que hacer aquí.
Our trees were being torn down, our flowers were pulled out and thrown to the sidewalk, and we had no idea why this was happening.
One resident showed me these photos from the day the landscapers tore the flowers out of the garden in front of the children who had planted them.
The community was surprised because it wasn't made public, and we had been maintaining it for so long, and we just felt like heartbroken that they had future plans that might be like parking lot or reducing the green space.
John Podmajersky III, who owns over 150 buildings in Pilsen, says he needs this space to build a parking lot for 3 residential buildings he is going to rehab. 10 years ago, he tried to buy the space for the same purpose, but was blocked by community opposition. Even though the garden has been praised and supported by Friends of the Parks, the Chicago Horticultural Society, Open Lands, Chicago Botanic Garden, the Archdiocese of Chicago, and a wide variety of other groups, Podmajersky has called the garden blighted and referred to it as an eyesore. But the garden is not nearly as blighted as this unused empty lot, which not only is closer to Podmajersky's proposed development, but already belongs to Podmajersky himself.
It used to all belong to the Park District. He convinced the Alderman's office that it was needed for parking for the businesses on Halsted, and now you can see what's happened to it. I mean, it's been fenced off and no one parks here.
Resident Judy Shutway has lived in Pilsen for 24 years. She walked me through the surrounding area and showed me one empty building after another, all owned by Podmajersky. She told me that these buildings used to be filled with tenants, and there used to be a waiting list to live here.
This was the Salvation Army, and we loved having the Salvation Army here, but he did not want that element, so he asked them to leave. And that was so many years ago, and the space has been available ever since. He's never been able to put anyone else here, so it's been empty. This used to be the blighted theater, you know. That was really special.
Used to be what?
The Blue Rider Theater. Donna Blue Lockman, you know, was the director or the founder, and they were here for years. They built a stage in there. There's seating, everything. Now it's empty.
Shutway estimates that at least 1/3 of Podmajersky's buildings must be empty, or with only 1 or 2 units occupied. This is another empty lot that Podmajersky owns. He offered this land to the residents to use as a community garden, but now it has been dismantled and is locked up. It is also not being used for anything. Podmajersky says he will include landscaping in his proposed parking lot to make up for the lost green space. But many residents wonder why Podmajersky needs to take a highly praised community garden at all, when he already owns so many empty buildings and several empty lots.
Él tiene tantas propiedades donde él puede hacer sus estacionamientos, bastante. Entonces él, ¿por qué se encaprichó en ese lugar que tenemos nosotros tan bonito y que hay familias que lo necesitan?
What really gets me upset is, well, if we already have a park, why destroy it? And actually, it's a park that the community built. It wasn't a big company that came over and was paid, and no, the community helped build this.
Green area benefits everyone, you know, the whole world, and this to some people might be just a very small area, but if people show their interest, you know, you multiply little areas and it can make a difference.
We were told is to follow the procedure, and that is to fax the letter to the agenda keeper.
Okay.
And you know, we did that with certified mail and no response or anything.
No, because I'll be happy to call Tim Mitchell. I can give.
Because of their appearance at the mayor's office, these activists finally were awarded a meeting with the city's Department of Planning to discuss their situation. The residents left City Hall even more determined to fight for their garden. They're asking for your help.
We have to come together, and we have to let other people, such as the mayor, know how we are not agreeing to this.
We want Alderman Solís to pressure the developer, Podmajersky, to return the lots back to the city. Basically, that we get our garden back.
I want him to listen to the community. He is never available. He has to make himself available to us. I mean, we all pay taxes. If that office is still running, is because of everybody that lives here. He should have pride in Pilsen. He's been here so long. He says he knows a lot of people here. Well, make it really known that you really care about the area where we live.
We paved paradise, put up a parking lot. We paved paradise, put up a parking lot. We paved paradise, put up a parking lot.